This episode. Just wow. We not only got to see Starlight's dad and Sunburst's mom, but this episode had something in it that I wasn't exactly expecting. But I'll get to that soon. The first thing I definitely need to talk about is Starlight's hometown, Sire's Hollow. I really like how they kept most of the town accurate to Starlight's backstory. When I really think about this town, this specific line from Sunburst sticks out to me.
Great thing about home is it always stays just how you left. Oh!
I really do relate to Sunburst in that field. If only that were true, and life would never senselessly take the things that brought us joy in the past away. Anyway, another thing I liked regarding Sire's Hollow is that it had its own set of new background characters, instead of reusing some we have already seen in various other locations in Equestria. This really helps to give this somewhat new location in the show its own unique atmosphere. I swear to Celestia, this town's feel was so unique that there were times during when I watched this episode a few more times where it felt like I was watching a spin-off of MLP. This episode was so close to not featuring any of the main characters we already know and love. However, I know that the Season 7 episode, To Change a Changeling, already succeeded in that field. As I said in the beginning of this review, this episode had a twist in it that I was not exactly expecting. I thought the map was just going to have Starlight and Sunburst solve the feud between Firelight and Stellar Flare, while they also happened to learn along the way that they should have told their parents how they were feeling instead of running away. But I was wrong. Firelight and Stellar Flare's feud is already solved halfway through the episode, and the other half was the slow realization that the friendship problem was their relationship with their parents. Again, I was not expecting this episode to be executed this way, and that's one of the things I love it for. Now, one of the things that this episode made me think about was how it connected to Starlight's past. We do know that Starlight left Sire's Hollow after Sunburst was sent to Canterlot, but after watching this episode multiple times, I think Starlight's relationship with her father explains much more as to why she left home in the first place. This is what I think happened after Sunburst left for Canterlot. During the time when Starlight didn't want to make another friend due to the fear of losing them because of a cutie mark, her dad would continue to treat her like a foal, and would still do so later on into her preteen years. And I think that, combined with the already hard time she was going through, is what finally made her fully snap. Just like Stellar Flare with Sunburst, Firelight had inadvertently worsened Starlight's situation, and as that was the last straw, she left. Now just shortly here, while we're on the topic of Starlight's backstory, to me, it has one big similarity to Tempest's backstory. Both Starlight and Tempest didn't leave their homes immediately. They did stay for a little while after their traumatic experiences. It was the events afterwards that snowballed their hurt and anger until they couldn't take it anymore. The other thing that this episode made me think about was the very situation Starlight and Sunburst were in. Aside from the obvious moral, communication is always better than running away, I find it very wise that the map would call Starlight and Sunburst to solve this friendship problem they already had now. After everything they both have learned and been through, it makes sense. Everything that Starlight and Sunburst had been through before this episode was a series of development lessons and critical lessons. And after all those experiences, Sunburst is still happy with his hobbies, and Starlight is now a guidance counselor at the School of Friendship. So this particular friendship problem that Starlight and Sunburst were sent to solve was a conclusion lesson. And possibly a fate lesson. In the end, for me, this was a wonderful and highly memorable episode. And I'm not sure what the writers can really do with Firelight and Stellar Flare beyond this episode, but overall, I'm happy with what we got of them so far. Out of 10 paws, I certainly give this episode 10. Always remember, everything said within this video is only my opinion. Simple as that. As always, my name is FrostCloud. Thank you all for watching, and have a wonderful day. Brohuff.